our question for the day is, which date is the most important date on a credit report? Well, that's a great question, because if you look at your credit report, there are actually a number of dates. There are 3 dates. There's the open date, and that's basically the date that an account was opened. And then there is the report date, and that's the date that an account was reported to the credit bureaus, or that the credit bureaus picked it up. That's a little detail about that, but let's just leave it at that's the date that was reported to the credit bureaus. And then there's a third date, typically on most credit reports. That is the date of last activity, or maybe a status date. Now, that's your date. That's the most important date, especially as it relates to how long negative information can stay on your credit report, or how long someone has a creditor to sue you. Those are based on the statutes of limitations under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So the open date, not that important, except for history, creditor history that tells us how long you've had an account open. That's where the open date is good, but the report date, not as important. The status date, or DLA, that's the important date on a credit report. Again, that's when everything is triggered, how long something negative can come off your credit report. So it's not on the open date, it's on the status date, or the date of last activity. Okay, so hopefully that answered your question. If you'd like to submit a question to me and have it answered here on Living on Top Live, make sure that you go to the website, livingontop.info. You can also submit your questions on Twitter using hashtag LOTCB. As a matter of fact, if you just want to chat about the broadcast, even throughout the broadcast, make sure you're using hashtag LOTCB so that we can track it and stay connected with you as well.